What's up, you guys? This is Jay Youngo 2 back with another video. And in this video, I'm going to be discussing the truth about John Wall. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It only takes 5 seconds of your time. Enjoy the video. It's been almost 2 years since we haven't seen John Wall step foot on the basketball court. After rupturing his Achilles and being sidelined for the entire year, John Wall has finally come back and he looks even better. If you've seen videos on YouTube, you've seen obviously that he's been working out in mini scrimmage games and things like that, and he looks really good, and he said it himself that this is going to be a new John Wall. And I'm pretty sure what he's saying alongside that too, that this new John Wall is going to be able to shoot even better. Looking back at the 2018-2019 NBA season, John Wall shot 30% from the three-point line, which was one of the worst for his entire NBA career. This is one aspect of his game that he definitely has had to work on even more. Because when you look at John Wall's game overall, he can do pretty much everything else in the court. He can attack the rim at a very high level. He's one of the best playmakers in all of the NBA. He can defend, and when you look at the Wizards roster right now, they are the worst ranked defense in the entire NBA. But their offense isn't really that bad. It's the 15th ranked offense in the entire NBA. But obviously with John Wall returning, there's a lot of excitement more in Washington, because not only that, but you have the development of Bradley Beal, who's turned out to be one of the best players in the entire NBA. And you can even make an argument, well, there is no argument now, that he is the best player on the Wizards. This guy is one of the best scorers. He's one of the best players in the entire NBA. And just looking back at the success the Wizards already had with John Wall and Bradley Beal in their backcourt, yes, they weren't able to make it far into the playoffs as much as other teams have, but their backcourt is definitely one of the top in the entire NBA. Their games complement each other very well, because John Wall, his game is not really evolved around necessarily scoring the basketball. This guy, he is a playmaker. He can facilitate the offense at a perfectly high level. And when you add Bradley Beal, his amazing scoring ability, you have two guys that complement each other on the basketball court really well. And alongside that too, John Wall is one of the best defenders as well at the point guard position, because there's amazing athleticism. And but when you look at Bradley Beal on defense, and he's not really the best defender, he's probably average, if not below average at best. Having John Wall back on the side will be extremely well. And the Wizards, they also this summer needed to go shopping for a better defensive big man, a guy like Hassan Whiteside. Even though in the past I've obviously made a video on Hassan Whiteside and how he's basically roasting the man, just talking about how bad of a player he was. It wasn't really that bad. I'm not looking back at it, but Hassan Whiteside still is a pretty solid defender. He can protect the rim still at a pretty good level, and he's an amazing rebounder. The Wizards need a guy like that. They need a guy who can really do that, because Thomas Bryant is a really talented player, but he's not really the greatest defender. They need a guy who can defend at a very, very high level and who can rebound at an extremely high level. That's what the Wizards, they're missing right now. But when you look in the talent that's just rising without in the Eastern Conference right now, it's still going to be tough for the Wizards to really make it farther in the playoffs. It really all too just depends on how good John Wall comes back from his injury. Obviously, rupturing your Achilles tendon is not an easy injury to come back through, but he seems to be doing extremely well. And if, like I said earlier, if you've seen the highlights, the videos that what he's been playing basketball so far lately, he looks really, really good. But obviously, you can't really believe in all the hype until you actually see it on the basketball court. This Wizards team, though, overall, they have extremely good depth on their roster with the players that they have. And with all the rumors regarding Bradley Beal, I don't think that the Wizards obviously are going to trade him, because, you know, John Wall is coming back, and this team has a chance now to actually contend in the Eastern Conference as, you know, one of the best teams out there, because they have an elite backcourt with John Wall and Bradley Beal, especially when you look at the rise of Bradley Beal, as I said earlier. But just, you know, a few seasons ago, John Wall was regarded as one of the best point guards in the entire NBA. Matter of fact, he claimed it himself that he was the best point guard in the NBA. And there was a very huge argument back then about who was better between him and Kyrie Irving. And we may possibly see that matchup this season in the playoffs if these two teams compete against each other. But the true answer of this is what we'll see when he finally steps back on that basketball court and what he's going to be able to do. This Wizards team, they're young, they're talented, they have really good pieces. Obviously, on the defensive side, they need to add more of a defensive presence to this team. And obviously, any team like this would want a third star, a guy that they can really see develop into that guy. And they do have Rui Hachimura, who's a very young, talented player that's going to be really part of the Wizards' future, because when you look at their team right now, with having John Wall on the roster, he's 30 years old. These are going to be his last few really good years in the NBA. They're going to be the best years of his NBA career, so you got to have a win-now somewhat situation with him on the roster, especially too since Bradley Beal could possibly leave if he really wanted to. But as I said before, many of these questions, especially about John Wall, will be answered during the NBA season. Just remember, a few seasons, this guy was one of the best point guards in the entire NBA, and we're going to see how good he looks when he comes back. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more basketball content. Have a good day. Peace. Thank you.